All right, hello everyone. This is actually our first YouTube video, and we're gonna screw this up a lot, but figure out what the hell, we got nothing but time, right? So today we went to Tybee Island,
and we had lunch at the local spot called Huckapoo's Bites and Booze. Really unique place, pretty cool, good food, very affordable. So if you're in that area, you know, stop by, show them your love.
Yeah, it's a local place where all the locals go. So that's normally what we try to do. We try to find out where the locals go to eat instead of doing a chain restaurant or something. And Petra found that one. It was a good find. A lot of interesting stuff in there. I think I checked in on Facebook and put a lot of character, because every time I looked up I seen something different. I thought, where did that come from? It's like they went to a junkyard, grabbed everything and put it on the wall.
And I'm sure a lot of stuff has meaning to them.
I'm sure. So then from there we went to, we drove through Tybee Island. We went by the lighthouse, just see what it looked like. It seemed like a lot of money to walk up circle steps. We've been in several lighthouses already, so we elected not to go that route. We did drive through Tybee Island, just see what it looked like, and I'll post a picture of what the beach looked like there. A little section of video I think I took. And then the main thing we did was Fort Pulaski, which once we're done this intro, I'll have a lot on Fort Pulaski and what we did there, and some of the history of the fort. Not a historian, just trying to pass along what we're doing, and it's definitely a fort worth going to. We used our Reserve America, right?
Yes.
Land of America, Reserve
America the Beautiful.
America the Beautiful Pass.
So definitely bring it, check it out. Yeah.
I didn't know, how much was it normally?
I want to say normally it was $10 or $12
a person, and we got in, both of us, for free because of the pass. And
yes.
You get that with your military. You just have to apply for it, so something to think about. Anyway,
for
yes,
every national park.
Yep. So enjoy the video and let us know what you think. I'm curious because we're not really sure what we're doing with YouTube yet, and like I said, I'm sure we'll screw it up, but
it's all good.
We'll figure it out as we go. All right. Just stopped by Tybee Island today to take a look at the beach. Pretty nice looking setup. Nice sand. Looking at Fort Pulaski outside Tybee Island, which is outside of Savannah, Georgia. And we're here taking a tour today, so let's see what we see. Old fort outside Tybee Island, part of Savannah, Georgia, and a big part of the Revolutionary War. Sorry, I'm looking at what appears to be a drawbridge looking thing. Just walked into the fort, so let's see what it looks like, and I'll get back with everybody later. So we are right now going into the earthen mounds that are on the back side of Fort Pulaski. So this is one of the mounds here. These go to gun emplacements, and this whole section was built to keep the backside of the fort safe. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah. This is how it all ends. came in. Actually pretty cool. These mounds were put in after the Civil War. Whoa. Well, he's actually pretty nice. I doubt it looked like this in 1890. Again, this area here was to hold powder and stuff like that for the fort. Pretty cool. There's a moat also that goes all around the fort here. So again, this is the backside of the fort. So we're still on the backside of the fort. It's called the Demaloon area, and it was built mainly to protect this wall of the fort. All these mounds again have where the powder and stuff was housed. Then this area, so these are gun placements right here. And then this tunnel here goes back into where we had just came out of. Not everywhere where we came out from the tunnels did it look quite like this. Might be overgrown or from age. Yeah, so you come in here and this is your powder room. I know it's hard to see, but where you had all your powder and the mounds above it help protect it. Actually pretty cool. It's probably another gun placement area, just the piece on the floor is not there or on the ground, but it could have been a different type of gun here too. All right, so we're on the back side of the fort. Now we're going to head into the fort. In this area here, this is actually a drawbridge. Well, it was a drawbridge. It's not right now because of, they want people to walk in and out. You can see through the tunnel there. Got your welcoming committee cannon. And then this is the moat, and they said the moat is, I think I read 7 feet, about 7 feet deep. And then these are rifle slots on the sides along the wall there. We've looked at quite a few forts now over time here, Petra and I, and this here one really seems nicely preserved so far. All right, so we're inside Fort Pulaski, and this wall here is on the back side. It's right where the drawbridge was, and then all these rooms on the back of the officer quarters. This was the chapel. These are all located on the back side of the fort. Pretty nicely preserved, actually. Officer quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bunks in the officer quarters. Not the officers I know. Just saying. The officers' mess. The infirmary. Interesting with the windows, because these are the rifle ports then that you seen from the other side. On the back side. Now they have a screen on here, but uh-oh. This is the commanding officer's quarters. This must be old Pulaski up here. Yep. So Pulaski also, I'll try to I'll do something different with him. Pulaski's known as the father of the infantry because was it the Revolutionary War, I believe, soldiers didn't fight off a horseback, and Pulaski came from, I think, France. Somewhere in Europe, came over and taught soldiers in Savannah how to fight off horseback, and many call him the father of cavalry. They have a statue of him in Savannah that we'll probably see here in the next couple days. Interesting thing on Fort Pulaski here. It took them like 13 years or 18 years to build it. It only had one battle in 1862, the beginning of the Civil War. It was taken by Union soldiers in that battle. I think I read 33 hours was the battle, and they breached this side here, which was where a lot of powder was stored. So the Confederate soldiers, instead of being blown up by their own gunpowder, surrendered the fort, and the Union came in and basically turned that side there where all those doors are into a prison, and the Confederate soldiers that were here, they put them in prison and in the fort that they were defending, which is kind of interesting. So anyway, we'll keep walking around. So this is interesting because we spent some time on the back side. So that's the drawbridge. We're still looking at the rear of Fort Pulaski, and those mounds. Hopefully you can't see them, but that area is where the powder magazines were. And so you think that's the way you might want to come in, but here it's called the rear howitzer, and this bad boy is trained right on the side of the drawbridge, and it looks like on the other side of the drawbridge on the corner is the same kind of setup. We'll see when we get over there. But so they also had a gun trained right there in case somehow the Union troops got over. But we already know that the Union was able to break into the wall, and I think that was cannon fire from the shore side, and that's what actually was the fall of the fort. They surrendered because they didn't want to get blown up by their own gunpowder. So this is the outside of the prison section, and then you can go in, see some of the inside. I think I misspoke. They did use this as a prison. It wasn't for immediately after the war. It looked like 1864 is when they converted it to a prison, not 1862. And then after the Civil War, they held some political prisoners here as well later on. But yes, this is the prison portion. Go up top. All right, so we're on top of the fort. This is looking on the back side. So that tree, and I guess there's a fig tree and some other kind of tree, I don't know, pecan tree, something. planted here by the lighthouse, the caretaker, and I don't know if you can see it in here, that's the lighthouse way down there on the edge, not the Tybee Island lighthouse, which is further to the left there by that water tower in the distance. Anyway, this corner we're looking at right here of the fort, going to go outside over to there because I think you can still see where the bombardment happened on the outside of the fort. So I want to see that before we call it a day here. Just another look from the other side of Fort Pulaski. Again, the two trees weren't here then. Actually, they were planted by the lighthouse innkeeper years after the Civil War. And here you can see the area was to defend, the fort was to defend. Okay, so we're still at Fort Pulaski, and this is the outside of the corner that the Union troops bombarded. And you can see here they did repair a lot of it, but they didn't repair it all. And you can see where the cannon fire up against the walls had made a pretty good dent, and evidently a lot of it has already been repaired. But April 10th and 11th and 1861, Union troops fired on this the fort, and when they breached the wall with cannon fire, on the other side of it was a lot of gunpowder stored, and so the commander, whose name is Olmsted, and I guess was from Savannah, he surrendered the fort because he was afraid that another cannon burst would blow up all the gunpowder and kill all his men. So he didn't want that to happen. But that yeah, so that, I think we're going to wrap up the Fort Pulaski visit. So this is going to be our first real video, so we'll edit this and see how this all looks. All right, bye. So as we were walking around, realized how much damage was also on this side of the fort. So I'm trying to zoom in. You can see there much damage was done as well.